Hi, it's Lisa from A Simple Season. Thanks so much for joining in. Today we're gonna package up some flour for longer term storage. I'm gonna show you how I do that. And while we got that flour up, I think we'll make some bread. So to package up the flour, this is the bag of flour I'm gonna be working with. I've got some mason jars here, a funnel, lids for the jars, and a package of oxygen absorbers, and I'll show you how I do it. Storing flour for long term is really very easy. So all we're going to do is fill up our jars with flour, and as we're going along and filling the jars, you want to be tapping down the jar like this so that the product goes down just as far as it can. And I've filled up a couple here, and you can see I've left just very, very little space at the top. So you want to fill it as much as you possibly can while sort of tamping it down at the same time. So I'm going to fill up the rest of these jars, and then I'll show you what I do next. I've made a proper mess here filling up my jars. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a dry tea towel and just wipe the rims of the jars just to get any flour residue off of there. I don't know if you can see that, but this just has a bit of flour on the rim, so we don't want any of that. We want all of that wiped off. And then the same thing with the lids. Like you see, I've kind of made a mess of this lid. We don't want any of that residue around there, so we definitely want to make sure that that's nice and clean without any flour on there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to open up our package of oxygen absorbers. So these ones are 100 cc's each, and that's what you need for a 1 quart jar. So I'm just going to pop that in each jar like so. And when you're working with oxygen absorbers, you should work fairly quickly because their whole job is for them to absorb oxygen. So if they're out in the air too much, they will definitely use up, and you don't want that to happen. So any extras that I just have another mason jar here. I'm going to quickly just put them all in there and put the lid on. We've got our oxygen absorbers in there. Now all we do is we just put on our lids and put the cap on nice and tight. And that's it. They're done. So now that we've packaged up all our flour, I've left the jars sitting out for a little while. And if I push on the top, there's no popping sound. The oxygen has been sucked out of these, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. So that's how I'm storing my flour for longer term use. And packaged up like this, it will last 5 to 7 years on the shelf. So when you're ready to use it, all you need to do is just dump it out into a bowl and kind of fluff it up a bit to aerate it and restore all of that nice flavor that's in the flour. And that's all you need to do. So what a great way to have flour on the shelf for a longer period of time. Now, let's go make some bread. So this is everything we're going to use. This is 2.5 cups of flour. We're going to use 1/2 cup of oats, and you can use instant or the whole flake. We're going to put in a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of yeast, and a tablespoon of olive oil. And this will make an average size loaf of really nice Italian bread. So this is literally the easiest thing you'll ever do. We're just going to take our 2.5 cups of flour, pour it in, 1/2 cup of oats. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of yeast, a tablespoon of olive oil, and 1.5 cups of warm water. My hands are all goopy here, but it should look something like this. So this is how your dough should look, and I haven't really kneaded it at all. I've just kind of incorporated all of the flour and the water and the other ingredients. You may need to add another tablespoon or 2 of water if you find that all the flour hasn't been absorbed into the dough. but a cup and a half of water should do it. You might need another tiny little bit. So then now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a clean tea towel, put it over the top, put it in a nice warm place, let it rise for an hour. Then we're just gonna punch down the dough, just kind of, work it a little bit, but not really, spend too much time. And then cover it up with the tea towel again and let it rise for another hour. I have this shelf right up here in my kitchen where I just put my bread bowl to rest and let rise. So we'll have a look at our bread after an hour of rising, and that looks pretty darn good. So all we do now is I'm just going to take it up like this, take it out of the bowl, and I'm just gonna kind of fluff it up a bit. I'm not really gonna knead it. I'm just going to fold it up, just kind of keep folding it over, stretching it out, folding it over, just for maybe 30 seconds or so. And then I'm just going to kind of fold it over into this nice little bun shape. And I'm gonna put it back in the bowl, cover it up again, and let it rise for another hour. All right, so here is our bread that's been rising for the second hour, and I have a cast iron Dutch oven that I've heated up in the oven at 400 degrees. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of cornmeal and sprinkle that in the bottom of my cast iron pan. You can bake this in just a regular cookie sheet if you want, but I like the cast iron because it just gives it that nice crust on the outside. So I'm just gonna gather up my bread dough here out of the bowl. And I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm just grabbing it and I'm just sticking it right into the cast iron. And I'm gonna put the lid on. And this is gonna bake with the lid on at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, and then another 15 minutes with the lid off. This is what it looks like when it's done. So we're just gonna slice into it here. And that's what it looks like inside. It's so soft and squishy. And what I'm gonna put on the top is I have here some marinated mushrooms that are stored under olive oil. And I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my bread. And I've got some parsley here that I've just taken out of my garden, and it smells incredible, and that is a perfect little snack right there. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and keeping me company while I put away some flour and made some bread, and we'll catch you next time.